Hey guys, day 12 of Europe. We are in Berlin still. Today we got to do a bike tour of the Berlin Wall. So I got to go to the East Side Gallery yesterday and took a lot of pictures, so you probably saw those. But that was kind of just the common touristy area where there are actual pieces of artwork on the west side of the wall. But on the other side, it's just kind of graffiti. It's unorganized. It's not an art gallery. But also the wall goes so far through the city. And so this biking tour really navigated us through these little nooks and crannies and different stories. And I'm just very overwhelmed with how much I didn't know, but also how just impressive it all was. Not like, oh, that was so impressive, good, but just heavy impressive. The things that the communist regime would do in reaction to what the people were trying to figure out. So an example would be a lot of things stopped working to get over the wall, so they started digging tunnels underneath the ground, underneath the wall. And eventually the guards would find out about it, and they just built a tunnel underneath them all, perpendicular, so that they could hear everything going on. And then for a while it was just lights shining down on the ground, and you couldn't really see the sky if you looked up, right? And so people started shooting bow and arrow across with a cable and pulling people across there. And so then they found out, started getting these big lights that would shine up. One thing I didn't know is how there's a really there's a wall that's it doesn't look very big. You could easily climb over it. You hop down on the ground on the other side, there's a bed of nails sticking up. Then there's wire that zaps a little bit, but it basically sends a signal to the guard tower telling exactly where you are, that you're trying to cross. And then even if you get past that, somehow you get to the other wall that's much higher, and the top of it is round, big round. So you can't just pull yourself up. If you got to that height, you'd have to get your whole arm over to be able to get up, over and around. So that I didn't know that there's two walls, and all throughout the city today, most of it is gone, obviously, but there are remnants of it in museums and memorials. It's incredible. It's incredible to think that just 30 years ago it came down. And what blows my mind is that they were originally just going to open it up for the East Germans to go on holiday. They were able to apply for a passport and a visa and go on holiday. It would take 8 weeks to get the visa, and it was to promote commerce in the economy. And so they were in a meeting, and they made the decision, and they told this guy to tell the press. So they gave him the notes, so he was talking to the press while they were still in this meeting. And the press asked him, well, when is this open? And so the guy said immediately, because those are the only words in his notes that pertain to time. There was no 4 days or whatever. And so he said immediately. And so rapidly, just within hours, the news got out, and everybody's oh my gosh. And so people went to the wall, and they're hey, guards, let us through. Have you not heard the wall is down? And so then the guards what? And they called their boss, and their boss didn't know. So they would call their boss, and it just went up the chain. But it just got they didn't know what to do. And there was 20,000 people just right there in one spot, the checkpoint. And it was so dangerous for the guards. It was dangerous for the people. And so they just let them through. And that's how the wall came down 30 years ago. Isn't that insane? It's incredible. So I just am blown away at how Germany has done such a good job of preserving their history and just communicating it, and not forgetting the black pages of their history. And I appreciate that so much. And I just hope that they eventually lose the shame that they feel of having pride in their country, because it is an awesome country. And sure, they made mistakes, but we need to remember them, but we need to be able to move on from that and be free from it, because it's over. That's my opinion, I guess. But so yes, that's what I learned today on our biking tour. It was like 3 hours long. It was awesome. And then we ate some really good food. It was like this Turkish food. It was so good. Turkish food is amazing. And then after that, we went to this river just to go stand up paddleboarding. But we get there and it's like this whole club. Like you go in and you have to like pay again. It's like the sand little beach that goes up to the river, and then you walked over this dock onto the river, and there's a pool in the river. Like somebody built something to sit inside the river but be clear blue, like super clear blue, turquoise blue pool. That's like a boat, I guess, but it's just a pool. It's crazy. And then the stand-up paddleboarding. And so we did that and just pretty much just laid down and relaxed. And then after that, we had some ice cream, which was really good. And then got some food for Vivian Page and made our way back here. So yes, tomorrow we will be driving through Wittenberg and Leipzig to get to Prague and learn a bit more about Luther and see where he nailed his 95 Thesis, which will be amazing. And I'm excited for it. And I'll get to take Katie to Leipzig, which I'm excited for because I love Katie and spending time with her. Anyways, if you guys have any questions or you want to hear different types of stories or different things, or you have any sort of thoughts, go ahead and comment. I think I'm gonna ask you guys questions and you can answer. For instance, today I'm deciding, after this trip is over, should I keep doing YouTube videos? And if I do, it would be like Allison's advice for the day or the week, or like Allison's rules. It would be like rule 16, never leave the house without saying goodbye to somebody. I don't know, it's just a random rule, you know, like in my rule book that I do not have. I don't know. So the question is, should I keep doing YouTube and do video diaries of like my sayings or my thoughts, or how I think I'm gonna do a 30-day Whole 30 thing when I get home, and I'll just tell you how it's going, and I'll be really sad because I'll be probably hangry all the time. I don't know. I definitely miss you guys, my followers. I know who you are, and yeah, I miss you guys. So hopefully I'll get to see you soon. Write me letters, text me, call me, Snapchat, all that good stuff. Peace.